Jai Jagannath. So today we are going to discuss about the concept of guru, but specifically from the perspective of the Prasnottara ratna malika. Now, I don't know if you heard about this book. Probably not. Feel free to interrupt me anytime you want.
I think I've heard from your bookshop site only. I read
exactly. Fantastic. So you are the one who reads. She's very good. Okay, so the Prasnottara ratna malika is a text, a brief text, easy, very practical, that was written by Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pad. And I made the translation and commentaries, but it's very simple. So this Prasnottara ratna malika means literally the necklace of jewels of questions, The jewels of wonderful, uttara, supreme. So it is. This is the first verse that is actually just an introduction. Then we start immediately. The verse 2, which is actually the first verse of the text after the introductory verse, it starts and said, Bhagavan, Kim Upadayam. Oh Lord, what should we accept? Guru Vachanam, the words of the preceptor, the words of the Guru. So I'm reading here. So we see we can do some more elaboration based on your questions. The word Bhagavan indicates a person who possesses perfection, Bhaga, and is generally used for a divine or great personality. According to Parasara Muni, this perfection is manifested in 6 forms: wisdom, knowledge, beauty of splendor, richness or opulence, fame, power, and renunciation. The sincere student must respect and serve the genuine Guru as a direct representative of God. Bhagavata Purana says, Acharyam mam bijaniyam nama manyeta karichit, namartya buddhya shuyena sarvadeva mayo guru. One should understand that the Acharya is non-different from Bhagavan, as he represents him. One should never disrespect the genuine spiritual master at any time by considering him an ordinary human being. One should never be envious or inimical to a genuine spiritual master, because he is a representative of all the devas. In Vedic culture, the relationship with the genuine teacher, Guru, is extremely important. In order to progress in theoretical and practical knowledge, it is essential to be blessed by the enlightened guidance of an expert and able person who can guide and support us along the slippery path of life. The word guru literally means heavy, solid, and gives the picture of a person who possesses great knowledge and experience and expertise, which give great weight and solidity in his word, to his words and teachings. Vacham refers to the word, teachings, and orders. To the word, teachings, and orders. One who does not give sufficient respect to the teacher's words by following his orders will never be able to learn anything. Another meaning of Vacham refers to the mantras, the meditation formulas transmitted by the master to the disciple at the moment of initiation, which are an essential part of the spiritual practice of all followers of Vedas. Mantras should be properly received from a realized teacher, otherwise they will not have the same effect. Therefore, it is very important to listen carefully to the master when he speaks mantras and instructions. Okay, I would add something here. It is, when we speak about mantras, we have different types of mantras. Okay, so now in this period, I have started a course on mantras with a group of Western people. So, we are specifically talking of the subject. Now, the Maha Mantras are mantras that contain almost exclusively names of God. And for the Maha Mantras, for the names of God, there is no actual rule. Anyone can chant them, okay? Because they're just names of God. We are not getting complicated there. God is very merciful, very understanding, so there will not be any danger. Now, besides the Maha Mantras, usually when we speak about mantras, we refer to the Veda Mantras, which are the meditation formula to worship, to offer worship to the material manifestations of God in this world, who are the administrative devas. So Indra is a material manifestation of God. Surya is a material manifestation of God, because they are in charge of representing God in this specific material universe, not in all the universes, and not even for the entire duration of the universe, because all the Adityas are born and die. Okay, and a new group of Adityas come up. So when we practice, when we perform, apply the Vedic mantras, we have to be careful because there are rules. There is a difference between God as a Supreme Brahman and the Devas. The Devas, some of the Devas can sometimes be avatars of the Supreme Brahman, but that's another thing. That's not the position they are occupying. So it's not always the case. So for the Vedic mantras, where we make these all the complicated rituals and meditations, very complex meditations, it's not that anybody can do without any guidance and instruction. Otherwise, we end up making a lot of mess. In fact, in Kali Yuga, it's even said that nobody is qualified to do that. So this is why the Kali Santarana Upanishad is quoted on the subject that in Kali Yuga, there is no other valuable practice, feasible, viable practice, except the chanting of the Maha Mantras. The Maha Mantras can be, for example, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is most famous. Then we have the Panchakshara Mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, which is also very famous. Then we have other Maha Mantras are, for example, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. These are all Maha Mantras. For the Maha Mantras, again, we have to clarify very precisely that there is no need for initiation. There is no need of a guru. There is no need of anything else. There are no rules. Krishna Chaitanya said it so very clearly in his Sikshastra. There are no rules. Okay. Then we've seen the Vedic mantras. Another category of mantras that we have to be careful about, and we need a guru for that, are the tantric mantras. Okay. Tantric mantras are simpler than the Karma Kanda Vedic mantras, but still we have to follow some rules. And we have to get instruction and guidance from a guru. These tantric mantras are called bija mantras and mula mantras. Mula mantras are Maha Mantras with the addition of the bija. Okay, is that clear until now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so for example, the bija mantra for Krishna is Klim. The Mula mantra for Krishna is Kling Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijannavallabhaya Swaha. So this is the bija and that is a Mula mantra. For these two mantras, bija mantras, all the bija mantras, all the Mula mantras, for all deities, all the personalities of God, it's always better to have a guru because we need to understand what we're doing. The Tantra is that part of the Bhakti Yoga Tantra path that gives direct access to the personality of God. It's, while the Maha Mantra is like a general office number for the president of the nation, the Bija Mantra and the Mula Mantras are like his personal phone numbers. You understand the example? So the Maha Mantra, you are just calling the office, and your call will be taken care of. It's not that nobody's listening. It's not that you are getting a recorded message and then beep and then nothing happens. But you can just call because you want an appointment, you want information, you want so many things with a general purpose. But the personal phone number of God, it's not a good idea to call the personal phone number if you don't have the proper things to say. This is why the Bija Mantras and the Mula Mantras are only performed, are only chanted during puja. Now, the puja can be on the gross physical platform, like in the temple when you're doing, you're offering the food, you're giving the bath to the deities, you're dressing the deities, you're doing arti and everything. Or it can be in mental puja, manasika puja. In manasika puja, which is very easy, much easier in Kali Yuga, you can do whatever worship you want to the deity through the Bija Mantra, the Mula Mantra, without any condition. You can be in any circumstance. You can do everything mentally and it will be just as valid as the physical puja. Okay, until now it is clear.
Yes. One question I have.
Please.
So sometimes, some Mool mantras or Bij mantras are written on, on temple walls or something at some places.
Okay.
So if we chant, what is it okay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's okay in the sense that they're not very dangerous.
Okay.
Because God is very merciful, is very friendly. So, okay, you can find, for example, you go on websites of the government, you can also find the phone number, the personal phone numbers of government officers, and even the prime minister. You can find them. The point is, if you take that phone number and if you make the phone call just to pass time or to see what happens without being serious about it, you're not going to get a good result. So by all means, we can also circulate the Bija mantras and Mula mantras. It's okay, although it is not recommended. The point is how we engage in relationship with the Bija mantra, Mula mantra. Because we can become annoying. And when you want to contact God, you don't want to be annoying. Right? Okay, so this much is for the idea of the Guru Vachanam. Okay.
Now, one more question related to this. Please. Mantras.
Yeah.
Is it sufficient that if one receives a mantra from Guru and just chants it, he is not doing swadhyay or doing anything else? He's just focused on mantra and meditating on it, reciting it, chanting it. Is it sufficient for thought realization?
This is the point. The Guru is responsible to tell you what you need to do while you're chanting the mantra. The Guru is not a vending machine. That you put the Guru Dakshina or the pranami and you get the potato chips. The Guru is responsible for the disciple. This is the basis, the foundation. If the Guru is not responsible for the disciple, what's the need of a Guru then? We can get information and knowledge from books. We can get information and knowledge from lecturers, from anyone. The difference between a lecturer, a book, and a Guru is the Guru is responsible. So when the Guru is giving you a mantra, he has to explain to you what kind of life habits you need to keep and what kind of life habits you need to give up. But because you are in a personal relationship with the Guru will tell you what you are able to do. The Guru will give you a personalized instructions. Again, if you don't want personalized instructions, you can get instructions from lots of sources who are not responsible. But this is called impersonalism. So that's not that good, because you can, you're left to yourself. You're left to your own devices, as they say. If you make a mistake, it's your problem. So what's the point of a Guru? What's the benefit, the need of a Guru? What's the job of a Guru? Just giving a mantra. We can print mantras on leaflets and throw them from the windows. If we don't have any responsibility with the people that we are giving the mantra to, then what kind of Guru are we? We're not Gurus, we're just post people, postmen. You understand?
Yeah, got it.
Courier. How responsible is the courier if the item that you purchased from Amazon is not what you wanted. It is okay. Or how you're going to use that item. Guru has no responsibility. Guru has. So in the path of yoga, bhakti, tantra, we have to follow the 8 aspects, the 8 limbs of yoga, starting from yama and niyama. So we receive a mantra. Mantra is focused on some personality of God. So that's why in the Tantra tradition, you have the dhyana and the sila, the behavior that you have to follow. Then you have to know how to meditate. You have to know about the knowledge about that personality of Godhead. So there are lots of philosophical, theological explanations in the text, which the texts are a support for the work. But again, the guru is the one who has to tell you, you read this book, you follow this practice, don't follow the other practice. Because we cannot just pick and choose what we like. We don't know if it's going to do us good or do us damage. You're following this. So again, for the Maha Mantra, there is no damage possible because everybody can chant the holy names. And that was the central point, the whole point about Krishna Chaitanya. He was distributing the holy name to everyone. He didn't care for Diksha. What's the point with Diksha? No need for Diksha. Everyone chant, everyone. Take the holy name. In the free market of the holy name. You come and the only thing that you need is you have to be sincere in accepting the holy name, and you chant the holy name, and everything is okay. Chaitanya never said anything about Diksha. In fact, again, as we said before, the Sikshastaka is saying exactly the opposite, saying there are no rules for chanting the holy names. Is that clear?
Yeah, but this last point on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's distributing holy names. So if one receives name from him, not official Diksha or no rules or anything,
yes,
and he chants, can he elevate and become self-realized just
of
by?
Course.
Okay.
Of course.
But then again, the earlier point we were discussing that if Guru doesn't know, he doesn't tell you what to read, what rules to follow, then
yeah, but that again, okay, I'll repeat it. That applies to the Vedic Karma Kanda mantras.
Okay.
And to the Tantric mantras.
Okay.
Which is the Bija and the Mula mantras. Chaitanya was not going around shouting and giving to everybody the Bija mantras. Because that should not be done. I mean, it can be done, but it's not recommended. What Chaitanya was giving freely to everyone was a name, which is the Maha Mantra. So if you get the Maha Mantra from anywhere, even a song in the radio, that doesn't matter. Song on YouTube. You can chant any Maha Mantra, and that will have the same effect.
Okay, got it.
Now, if you want to, get better effect, it's not based on if you get it from one person or another. It's how you behave. Because even at Diksha, in the tradition, okay, let's see the Gaudiya, Mata system. When you get the Maha Mantra, the Harinam initiation, you are told what you have to do. But that you can find in any book. Because you can find a book that says you should follow the regulative principles, you should not eat meat, fish, egg, you should not take intoxicants, you should not, have illicit sexual relationships, you should not make speculations, gambling, or like that. You should study and you should follow a regulated life, like getting up early in the morning, blah, 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 blah. So these are general instructions. They don't depend on Diksha. Anyone can tell you that. That doesn't mean that they have to be gurus. You understand?
Yeah, got it.
But the guru, if you have a guru, if you accept the guru, it is the guru's personal responsibility that you not only know what you should do, but you are actually able to do it. Because when you read some instructions from a book, maybe you're able to apply them, maybe not. When a lecturer explains what you should do in general, maybe you'll be able to apply it, maybe not. So what are you going to do if you're not able to follow the instructions? This is dangerous, because you are not going to be able to actually follow the instructions. How many people started the practice, the sadhana with the Maha Mantra, it's a very simple mantra. And then they went, they lost themselves because they were not taken care of. Because they were not able to follow. And because of the impersonalist attitude, the so-called guru or institutional representatives were telling them, you have to do this, 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 this. Everybody should do the same thing, but not everybody is saying. Some people can do it, some people cannot do it. Now, Prabhupada was a very personal, oriented teacher. But if you are just an institutional guru and you have no responsibility, why should you bother? It's not my job. That's what they say. It's not my job to know who you are, what are your problems, how I can help you, how I can make it easier for you, how I can monitor how you're doing, you're doing better, you're improving, you're having difficulties, you can do this, or maybe you can do something else. Who is doing that? The guru should do that. That's a guru's job. So, because there is no guru who is actually responsible for the progress of the disciples, the disciples are blamed. When they fail, it's their fault. And the same thing that happens in schools, because the teachers in mainstream academic schools are not responsible for the progress of the students. They blame the students because they are not making sufficient progress. So they flunk them. But how should the student be responsible? By definition, the student doesn't know. He's there to learn. So what's the benefit of a teacher if the student has to be responsible for his own learning. It's better to go in a library and read more books, right? So, unfortunately, people are applying the idea of teacher, you know, this academic, you know, faulty academic teacher model to a spiritual life. And we have to see what is the actual results of the faulty academic mainstream model. We have two results. The good students are discouraged because nobody's taking care of that. Nobody's appreciating and, you know, giving value to their potential. So they get bored and they lose interest to acquire knowledge and to appreciate knowledge. And those who are not so good students, are not, you know, inclined to study, they are, you know, pressurized into impossible demands. So the parents have to pay for tuition, private tuition. You know, and the child is suffering. And because parents are getting tired and they, you know, the school sees that it's not working, then they lower the standards. So they lower the standards even more. So even the total idiots can just pass the exam and just go home. And this increases the problem with the good students who are not helped to develop, and to the bad students who think that, oh, yeah, well, we go to school. What about the ration? If the teacher doesn't come to class today, you know, we celebrate. You see where it's going?
Mm-hmm.
It's a disaster. And all this because we removed the principle of personal responsibility of the teacher towards the students.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the fundamental concept in the Vedic style, in the Vedic society, Vedic culture. Because the Gurukula, the guru is responsible. Who else? It doesn't, the guru in the Gurukula doesn't get any, you know, ministry approved curriculum. You know, he can accept any students he wants. He can reject any students. He can accept and reject. Say, no, sorry, I'm taking you in. Why? Because I don't think that I can teach you. But, you know, no need for, you know, laws or regulations. It's based on the responsibility of the teacher. This is valid for the social karma kanda Vedic system, and it's equally valid for the yoga, bhakti, tantra path. It's the same. If the teacher is not responsible, what's the need for a teacher? You can read books, it's better. Okay. So let's go on. We proceed. So the second part is Heyam Apikim. What should we give up? And a very, very logical answer is Akaryam, the actions which should not be done. This is coming connected to the Vacham, the instructions of the Guru. The instructions of the Guru include things that, you know, I'm telling you what should not be done, which is more important than what should be done. Okay, you understand why it's more important?
Yes.
Okay, so the word Akaryam specifically indicates that which must not be done and refers to all the things which are not recommended by the master, or by the scriptures. There are many negative activities which bring bad results. Among them, consumption of non-vegetarian food, consumption of intoxicants, immoral behavior, and all acts which are contrary to the principles of Dharma, religion. All this must be given up, otherwise our attempts in spiritual progress and knowledge will be futile, because it's like we are trying to light a fire and we keep throwing water. So it's not working very well. Now we come to the main question. Co-guru, who is a preceptor? Adhigata tattva, shishya hitaya udyata satatam. One who has personally realized the truth and who is always acting for the benefit of the disciple. Here you go. One who has realized the truth means he is personally responsible. If a guru is not qualified, has not attained that level of realization, what's the benefit? Why is he teaching? So the student needs to have a personal contact, constant personal contact with the guru, because more than half of the teaching is about the example, the application of the theory. In ordinary mainstream schools, the teacher is just giving you the theory. Very rarely we find some teacher who is good enough to actually help you with putting that theory into practice. Rarely, because it's not his responsibility. Why should he, bother? You understand?
Yes.
Okay. And the other part is that the guru is only interested, always only interested in the benefit of the student. The real guru is not interested in the service of the organization, in his own benefit, his own profit, or even is not even interested in serving God. The position of the guru is that he is only interested in the benefit of the disciple. Of course, if he is a devotee, he is interested in serving God, but that's not the position of guru, that's the position of devotee. One could be a pure devotee and not be able to be a guru. It's not that every pure devotee is a guru. No, because there are lots of pure devotees who are not able to be gurus. They can't be bothered. They're not able to understand what the students need personally, individually. So what they can do, they can, give inspiration. And that's the position of sadhu, not the position of guru. When we say guru, sadhu, shastra, a pure devotee is definitely a sadhu, but not necessarily a guru. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Question.
But one question I have.
Please.
So can't somebody be a pure devotee as well as a spiritual master? Like he is interested in both, in disciple as well as Bhagavan.
Yeah, of course. If the guru is teaching you about God, but if a guru is teaching you about mathematics, Bhagavan is not exactly very clear in the picture.
Okay.
Guru means guru.
Okay,
Anyone
guru is not only spiritual guru. This guru definition can be on any subject.
The guru definition is like anything. Anyone who can actually teach, anyone who's teaching seriously is a guru. Now, if of course adhigata tattva, If a guru wants to teach you about God, if he doesn't know about God, okay, thanks. But it's no point. You understand?
Mhm.
Okay.
I have one question, like,
Okay.
so
Okay. I would like to ask. Okay. And we go back to the share screen. Okay. Go with the question.
yeah, as we have read here in Prasnottara Ratna Malika, like Adhigata Tattvaha means one who has personally realized the truth. If
Yeah.
someone is real, if someone has realized the truth relatively but not completely, he is on the path of complete realization.
Okay.
So can he act as a guru or can he instruct someone in the
Yeah, of course.
subject of
Of course.
spirituality?
He can be a guru only regarding what he has realized. If someone, let's say that, at least the guru has to have realized something and recognize that this much he knows, this much he has seen, this much he has realized, this much he has attained. Then he has to be sincere and humble enough to say, okay, if you want to achieve a higher level, I suggest you find someone who has attained that level of realization. This is what was happening in the Vedic system for any subject. The Gurukul, like the village school, the students were going there and they were getting basic education. The basics about Dharma, the basics about Vidya. And then, they were learning how to read and write. They started studying the Shastra up to a certain point. Because if you want to be a teacher, at least you need to know something. You need to have realized something. You need to have some good understanding, experience, and realization. Otherwise, it's better that you don't teach. Because if you try to teach without having a real knowledge, verified, realized knowledge, you only make a mess, because people will think they have learned and they haven't. They just got your ideas. But, people's opinions are not knowledge. They're just opinions. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if someone who is, wants to be a guru says, okay, the only thing that I have realized is that you chant Hare Krishna and you'll be happy. Okay, this much you're teaching me, okay, means you realize that, okay. But then you have to watch how he's demonstrating that, because if he's not happy, is it always, criticizing, unnecessarily criticizing and bickering and blaming and, and trying to get political power and why? How has he realized that chanting the Hare Krishna mantra will make you happy? Why he's not happy then? So he cannot even be a guru as far as that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The example. The example. If you want to teach people how to ride a bicycle, at least you have to show that you are able to ride a bicycle. Otherwise, like, okay, why should I learn from you? Let me get a book. Let me get a bicycle. I will do my own experiments. You understand?
Yes.
No need for a guru. Now the point is, when Chaitanya says Amanina Manadana, Trinada Pisunichana Terror, Ivasa Hishuna, Amanina Manadana, means okay, so why should the guru not give the example? Well, this is only valid for students, not for guru? So why, you're teaching me that one can chant always chant the names of Hari if he's humble and tolerant and not interested in personal recognition and honor and whatever. Okay, you're teaching me that, okay. But you get so angry because I'm not worshiping you. Well, so what are you teaching exactly? This is typical of Abrahamic ideologies. This is why towards the end of the Middle Ages, there was the Protestant movement who was protesting against the Catholic Church, because the priests were preaching people have to be poor, they have to be renounced, and the priests who were supposed to be the authorities were, didn't bother at all about renunciation. They were very greedy, very lusty, very easy to anger. They were the worst example, but they were preaching to people, to the regular normal people, that the normal people had to be more renounced than them. And still the normal people should worship them for the renunciation of the priest. What renunciation? Well, I cannot see any. This is why Martin Luther got angry, and he started to say, we don't need the priests. We don't need the bishops, we don't need the cardinals, we don't need the pope. Everyone should read the Bible by their own, and that's it. We don't need the guru. Because the so-called gurus were a disaster. You understand how it works?
Yes.
At some point, if you cannot get a good example from the guru, what are you going to learn? You're only going to learn how to be a hypocrite. Cynical hypocrite. That's like, okay, that doesn't help much in self-realization, God realization. Okay, so we can read the explanation. There are many misconceptions and prejudices on the idea of the master or teacher, guru, often created by cultural and social expectations. Actually, a guru is not qualified by academic titles, by the caste or family to which he belongs, by the dress he wears, or by his belonging to a specific social order, or even by a high position in a religious institution. The real definition of guru is given in this verse by Shankaracharya himself, someone who has directly and deeply realized the truth he teaches, tattva, and acts always in a selfless way, simply for the benefit of the disciple, Shishya Hitaya. That is a real guru and not others. The word adhigata is very similar to a word which is used in Buddhist philosophy to define an enlightened soul, tathagata, one who has reached the destination. That's it. This is the passage that I wanted to bring to your attention. And I think it clarifies some basic requirements. So we can actually understand that there are not many gurus around. Many people who present themselves as gurus, many people who are presented by others as gurus, but if we go and see, the actual facts, they're not really doing the job. So I was talking yesterday with one Hindu activist leader, we can say. I was saying, if the traditional gurus in India, in a Hindu society, had done their job properly, there would not have been any need for these new age gurus who are practically only about personality cults. You go and see each and every one of these, modern gurus. They don't even know who their disciples are. How they can be responsible for the disciples' progress. So it's more like a personality cult, like a groupie, a fan group. Oh, I'm a disciple of, I don't know, Sadhguru and Sai Baba and Nityananda guy, What's the relationship with that person? What's the actual relationship between the disciple and the guru? Nope, no relationship. You can listen to any lecture, you can read any book. In that sense, you can be a disciple of Prabhupada, a disciple of Krishna Chaitanya, a disciple of Adi Shankar, a disciple of whoever you want. It's not a problem. In the sense that you are a follower. But people confuse the concept of disciple with the concept of follower. You understand the difference between follower and disciple?
Yeah.
Yes. If you follow Prabhupada, for example, you'll get some good results because Prabhupada is, still there from within your heart, from the spiritual level, whatever. He can also help you, but that's why they're talking about a living guru. A living guru means that the living guru can actually call you on the phone and say, what the heck are you doing? Why you disappear? Do you have any problems? So, but it's sometimes this is done by the servants of the guru, but they're not doing that because usually they're not very able to actually take care of the person they're calling. They only want the person they're calling, they only want to make sure that he's following them. They're not really able to help them. They just they're just like policemen. There's a difference between the guru and a policeman. Policeman is just interested in keeping you in line. The guru is responsible for your progress. So if you are not able, say, to chant 16 rounds, the guru says, okay, chant 10, let's see how it goes. Then if you have problems, the guru will listen to your problems and help you, give good advice how to practically solve even your material problems. If you go with problems to the guru and the guru says, just chant Hare Krishna and be happy, that what kind of guru is that? Right? If the guru doesn't have the power to actually help the disciple, what guru is that? Yeah, I remember from my personal life, you know, I met, talking of ISKCON, this Bhakti Swarupa Damodara Swami, and one of his so-called disciples got this idea that taking sannyas means that you take half of the salary of the wife, you take half of whatever the wife has in her bank account, and you keep the wife as a secretary. You know, Bhakti Swarupa Damodara just said, you know, like that. He raised his hands like, what can I do? What kind of guru is that? He's not a guru. Nope, sorry. Bhakti Swarupa Damodara was a great devotee. He was a pure devotee. He was not a guru. Yeah. Once I saw him, you know, and he was all, you know, shocked because one of his disciples had gone to the GBC to report his guru because he was thinking his guru was not chanting 16 rounds a day. What kind of guru is that? Not because he didn't chant 16 rounds, but because he didn't slap the disciple all the way down to wherever he came from. What's you know, what is the position of the guru? This is the biggest offense, you know, to consider the guru an ordinary person. How dare you? You know, this is not the example that you expect the guru to follow. Of course, because if the guru, the only instruction is the guru is to chant 16 rounds a day, of course, he's not chanting 16 rounds a day, so what is he teaching? The guru's job is to ensure the progress of the disciple, whether he's chanting 16 rounds, 10 rounds, 5 rounds, or no rounds. You understand? You understand the point?
Yes.
Good, thanks. I mean, you know, it's a difficult topic, it's a difficult subject, because there is so much emotional attachment to these issues. You know, people are scared. You know, if I don't get the guru, I will not do progress. You know, if I don't have a you know, a official position of initiated position, I will not be able to do progress. It's not true. To chant the Maha Mantra, the important thing is you develop your personal realizations. You have an experience of the holy name. You know, and you have an experience of removing the anarthas. You have an experience of understanding, realizing more and more, having a direct experience of the personality of Godhead. That doesn't, you know, it's not about rules. You know, Krishna Chaitanya said it's not about rules. There are no strict rules. What are you talking about? Rules? No, that's not the most important thing. Actually, it's not important at all. You're following. The rules are like crutches, you know, that we need to walk when we are not able to walk. This is why, especially in the beginning, we need to follow some rules. This is the idea of sadhana. You know, sadhana bhakti as compared to raganuga bhakti. So in the beginning, we need to follow some sadhana, you know, practical, regulated practice. But that cannot be the same for everyone. Because some people have, you know, a certain situation, position in life. You know, they don't have to give up that position in life to engage in sadhana. Like when we were discussing about how Krishna didn't tell Arjuna, you know, to give up and go to the forest and even Arjuna was saying, well, I don't want to fight. It's better I give up everything, go to the forest and be a sannyasi. What did Krishna say? Yes, because you have to get up at 3:30 in the morning. You have to go to Mangalarti. Then you have to go to this, you have to have 6 to 8 hours every day of spiritual program. Did Krishna say that to Arjuna? Nope. That helps if you live in the temple as a brahmachari. You don't have any other duty or engagement. But if you have to go to work, you have a job, you cannot spend 8 hours a day in spiritual program before you go to work. Because by the end of the spiritual program, you have to take rest, and what time will that be? If you have to go to work at 9 o'clock, what, you have to start 1 o'clock in the night? This is not, that's not practical. So, we have so many, in the Bhakti Shastra, it is very clearly said that among the 9 forms of Bhakti, we can attain perfection even by one only. We don't need to practice all of them. One only we give perfection. Depending on guna and karma, the position of, lots of things. This is the job of the guru. The guru have to have this viveka, discerning intelligence, to understand what is the position of the disciple, what the disciple can do and what he cannot do. Otherwise, if he doesn't do that, he will be responsible for all the disciples that fell away. Now what they say, oh, he blooped because he was no good. No, he blooped because his guru was no good. Because the guru had the responsibility. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question on the subject?
Yeah, I have one question. Like initially when I came in contact with this thing was really troubling me, but now I'm okay with it. But still, there is some sort of doubt on that we have seen Guru traveling in business class in good cars and all this. So we see that as some material
Guru
opulence.
is not a problem. Problem is sannyasis.
Okay.
Guru, I mean, as long as the guru is not teaching you to renounce everything, he can, if he is, in any position of life that requires for him to travel or to have a job or whatever, guru is not necessarily a full-time job. It's better if it's a full-time job. The best guru is someone who is actually dedicated, is a real brahmana. Now, a brahmana is not traveling business class because he's humble. And brahmana is not interested in gold and, luxury and whatever, because he's humble, is renounced. Sannyasi and brahmana should give the good example. Now, the problem is what these non-renounced people are preaching and teaching their disciples. Because if the guru was traveling, let's say, okay, business class, if the temple is very rich, okay, maybe he doesn't need to have 50 Rolls Royces. But okay, he wants to travel with business class. If he needs that, okay. But how is he taking care of his disciples? Because if the children of his disciples don't have food and they're starving, that's something wrong. Because again, as we were saying before, the guru is only interested in the benefit of the disciple. So if the guru is getting, free business class tickets, that's not bad. Someone wants to give a gift, it's okay. The problem is all his disciples should be perfectly taken care of. Otherwise, better he sells the ticket, gets a refund and, buys food for the children of his disciples. Because he's only he's only acting, always, only acting for the benefit of the disciple. You see the difference? Like we can see, like, for example, there is a famous story that, Narada was describing, I think, about Janaka, King Janaka, who was, there in his, palace enjoying like anything, So someone was saying, well, King Janaka is a materialistic person. Materialistic people is so attached to sense gratification, this and that. Narada said, no. In that moment, someone came in and said, Maharaj, the enemy is attacking. And then immediately Janaka left everything and was perfectly sober, took up his weapons and went to do his duty. It doesn't matter how many jewels he was wearing. The king has to always be ready to sacrifice not only his jewels, but his own body to protect the prajas. If the king is squeezing the blood from the prajas with taxes, let them starve and die in the street because he wants a Rolex, that's not the king. You see the same thing, the principle. The
but still, like, with sannyas,
please tell.
Like with sannyas, we always associate, like, in Indian culture, that somebody renounced who's just have, like, one cloth set.
Exactly.
And he just have,
yeah.
So this, like, this doesn't go together well. Like, that's what my initial
It doesn't go together at all. But the point is that they also say, in Kali Yuga, there are 5 things that are not recommended. One is taking sannyas. So why everybody wants to take sannyas then? Like, okay, let me see. You should not take sannyas, but everybody, if you're not a sannyas, nobody is listening to you. It's not required. Even today, especially today, people are not, that they should not be encouraged to take you seriously only because you have too much money. Because it's not educational. Krishna Chaitanya took sannyas because he wanted to be heard, but he never broke the rules of the sannyas. Even he consistently refused to even meet with King Prasnottara. Today sannyasis, they take selfies with kings and presidents and, even, any industry, anyone, low-level politician, anyone who can advance their career, political career. The sannyasis political career. Okay. Well, what is the teaching there? You see the point? It's a disaster. It's a disaster. We are not interested in castigating the bad habits or bad choices of other people. But we need to understand what is the correct choice. What is the correct behavior? What is the correct teaching of the Shastra? Because if we don't know that, that would be a problem. We are not interested in persecuting or fighting against anyone. But we have to defend Dharma. It's not that because we don't want to fight against other people, we have to allow anyone to trample on Dharma and laugh about it. Sorry, I am not defending myself. I'm defending Dharma. I'm defending Vidya. You want to, you are against me? Well, okay, who cares? Don't give a go back. Yeah. But you cannot tell me that you are teaching Dharma and you're doing stuff like that. Don't agree. Don't buy it. People need to know what is the actual standard. What is the actual standard? Anyways, okay, let them do whatever they want to do. It's not my problem. The problem of their disciples that we have seen, come on, in the last, from 77 to date, how many people have left the movement? Just make some calculations there. From 77 to date, how many people have left the movement? Why they left the movement? Initiated devotees left the movement. Senior devotees left the movement. Why? Because they were not good enough? Co-guru, who is the guru? So, okay, any other points without talking about ISKCON, which is not exactly important because we shouldn't care so much about that. But let's discuss about the principles, the actual knowledge of Dharma and Vidya. That's more like it, more important.
Actually, I had few questions, but since today it's already time and I have also some work to do, so I think perhaps we can discuss.
Okay, next time, no problem. Next time. So, okay, so thank you. We'll keep in touch. And we can see on the WhatsApp group to see next time when we're meeting.